Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by Ryan DL from Era Motorsport. How's it going?
Going pretty good. Yeah, no complaints so far. So getting ready for the weekend.
So, yeah, I mean, you got 3 practice sessions today, but who knows what could happen in those. And plus, weather could be a factor today. What's that going to be like, and how often do you think you'll be on the track today?
Well, we have 2-day practices. I think they're 90 minutes each, and then we have night practice. But, with the roar being so close to the race these days, it's not as important. I mean, we have all the race stuff on the car now. So you obviously don't want to have any mistakes, number one. But at the same time, a little bit of rain today, probably going to get a little bit of rain at some point during the 24th. So I'd imagine I'm sure the engineer's going to want to run, every lap, every session. The drivers will be pushing back that it's too cold. So we'll do a little bit this morning, and then probably just see what happens the rest of the day.
What I know that rain, impacted the 2019 running of it. Didn't even get all 24 hours in. But what are we going to expect here? Because there could be a chance that we could see rain during the race.
I think more concern right now is probably snow and ice based on the temperatures. I mean, it looks like we're going to have low 30s during Saturday night, which, everybody knows it's pretty treacherous at Daytona at nighttime as is. But this is cold as I can remember for a long time. So hopefully that doesn't come through as bad as that because, you had the factoring in of a little bit of rain and then below freezing temperatures. For sure they would have to red flag it at some point, I think.
Let's talk about this team and how it's going to go so far. What do you think about this? Because this team, remember, they won the Rolex last year. How was that? What's it going to be like running for this team again, knowing that you did win it in GTD?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely went into last year feeling pretty confident. I joined the team with high expectations and, watched them operate for the previous year, knew Kyle for a long time. And I think the field's a lot tougher this year. Obviously, a lot of European teams, guys that we got to race against in ELMS last year, so we know how strong they are. So this year is definitely no cakewalk, but I do think that our team's stronger than they were last year. The bulk of the team is continued over from last year between the driver lineup, engineering, and probably 80-90% of the staff are the same. So it was nice. I came in yesterday for a little bit, and of all the P2 teams that were parked next to, we were the only one who had the car buttoned up and done, ready for the weekend. So that always gives you a little confidence that, we've had time to kind of fine tune things and everything goes smooth so far. But in racing, for sure, anything can happen.
So what's it going to be like knowing that weather could be an impact in this race? Is it similar to what the approach was in 19?
Every year, I think you come into this expecting a little rain. We always expect the cold temperatures. I mean, the last couple of years have been pretty mild, but historically, it's been a cold race at times through the night. So, it's a hard one for Michelin because, it could quite easily be 80 degrees in Florida this time of year. And with the way that the rules work on the tires, they can only bring one tire. And a tire that works in 80, 85 degrees on the banking struggles to work at 30, 32 degrees on the infield. So that's why it gets so difficult. I mean, sometimes it makes the drivers look like clowns, but it really is just down to the nature of you have to build a tire that can last for the banking and the high loads there. But ultimately, it's also one tire that has to last through the sunny, afternoons and also the cold nights. So we definitely, we think about this when we're tuning the car and when we're preparing the car. We try and, dial the setup in to help generate tire temperatures as quick as we can. But ultimately, you'll see drivers, especially during the night, they'll do pretty aggressive burnouts in pit lane. And that's purely just to try and get some rear tire temp, at least so that you have the rears a little bit scrubbed in and up to speed before you leave pit lane.
I know you've won this race before, but what's it take to get it done here at Rolex?
I think the first thing is no mistakes. And the second factor is you overcome your mistakes. Last year was not a flawless race for us. We lost a couple laps kind of early on with some issues, but we kept digging deep, and we unlapped ourselves a couple times on speed, and we also unlapped ourselves, with safety car and strategy. So, there is definitely that, never give up mentality. You can be laps down with a couple hours to go, and if you play your cards right, try and go off sequence a little bit on strategy, you can quite easily get that lucky yellow, and all of a sudden you're back in the hunt with a couple hours to go. So the big thing is avoiding major catastrophes, avoiding other people. And really for us as a team, we've talked about it all week. It's just executing, doing things the right way. Even if a pit stop takes a couple of seconds longer, make sure everything's tight. Make sure you got all the fuel in the car, penalties. So, we're definitely going into it with the long game plan, and it worked last year. So hopefully it works again this year.
All right. Well, Ryan Dalziel, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck in the upcoming Rolex 24 Daytona this weekend.
Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.